going to talk about it. So, once you're made and you have your bun and you have your mouthpiece done, you change the outside shape of the whistle. It does not have to be a circle anymore. By small amount of clay on. So let's say you wanted to change this body so that it was square. What I would do in changing a body to square is I would just gently pinch along the edge of clay to create edges. So you don't have to add tons of fun to transform the shape of it. There are a couple of rules that we have to follow in order to make sure that our sculpture does not explode. Things will explode in the kiln, and the reason that things explode in the kiln is because they're still wet on the inside. And water goes into the kiln, it heats up to like 2,000 degrees, and obviously it's going to hit the boiling point in water. And if there's any moisture in your sculpture, and I put it inside the kiln, the water boils, and kablooey, your sculpture explodes. So in order to avoid that, we have to follow a couple of rules. One of the first rules is that whenever you are adding more clay on, it shouldn't be thicker than about 1 centimeter. So you can see these 2 feet that were added on the bottom are small little feet. They're not really thick and they were slipped and scored and attached. Adding anything onto clay that is about 1 centimeter is fine. We have to make sure that when we have thicker pieces of clay that they are hollow. So the body of our whistle, and I just realized I was showing you the butt, the body of the whistle is hollow. The head of this goat is also hollow. So what you have to do when you are adding on your clay is they just made 2 more little pinch pots, and they made it hollow and then they attached it. There was in the bottom here, but you can't see it anymore because we filled it in, a little hole for allowing air and moisture to escape. So I have a tool up on my desk, and it's a dangerous little tool just like this. And what we do when we have something that is enclosed, so the hollow of the head is enclosed, and before it dries, we take a tool and we just poke a hole through. And that allows the moisture to escape and it allows the air to escape. Because sometimes, honestly, I can't tell that it's still wet on the inside. So if you make something that's like 2 or 3 inches solid, thick, excuse me, and I can't tell that it's wet on the inside, I'm going to put it in the kiln, it's going to explode and you're going to lose marks. And it'll wreck everybody else's stuff. So it's really, really important that you follow the 2 rules in making sure that anything that you add is either no more than 1 centimeter thick or is hollow on the inside. Are there any questions about that? Yes, Lorianne.
Have you had one explode before?
Lots of them explode. Lots of them explode because people are like, no, she's never going to know that the head isn't hollow. Yeah, you're right. I am not going to know that your head isn't hollow. But I'll know your head wasn't hollow when it explodes. I would probably notice that there's not a hole in it. But honestly, when we start throwing stuff in the kiln, or putting stuff in the kiln, I should say, sometimes I will have 70, 80 pieces to put in one time. I'm not going to inspect every single piece that goes in because I'm relying on you guys to be following the rules and to understand why you have to do certain things. So as long as you make sure that it's no more than 1 centimeter thick or that it's hollow, you're going to be pretty good to go. And honestly, sometimes you can get away if you've forgotten to put the hole in it and it's hollow. Sometimes you can get away with not having that hole in there. But it's better to have the hole in there and make sure that the moisture has an actual way to escape. Are there any other questions? No? Okay, perfect. So that's all I wanted to talk